You wanna talk smack? You in the right place. So take a step back before I get all up in your
remember, because I don't remember. I remember every bit of this.
The other dude's holding on the phone line. Your voice will be heard, sir.
Next caller, please.
Oh!
Jerry's gonna get him.
Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics.
Listeners are asking questions about this week's games, not Jerry's personal beef. So what's your thought?
What's your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen? It's me, it's FSP. Doing what I do because I do it for you all day, every day. I'm coming to you with a heart full of thanks and a heart full of sadness. Tragedy has been just hitting over this past week. I lose my radio mentor, Mr. Gary Bartell from American Forces Network in Europe. He is the voice of America over the radio in Europe. I mean, he is synonymous with Europe and being American. May his soul rest in peace. I just learned I lost one of my favorite crushes as a kid, Irene Cara. She passed away earlier today, or yesterday, I should say. So if you don't know who Irene Cara is, look her up. She's the singer for the theme song of Fame and many other songs, but lost her earlier today. And my buddy JT right there, he was in a horrific accident, and we don't want to lose him. We want him to be around for a little while longer at least. So, you know, I got to tell him, you know, to your face, even though you're in the bottom part of the show today, that I do love you. I do care about you. And I hope nothing but the best for you and your wife in recovery. I was a little sad. I'll tell you that. I was a little sad. But, you know, you're here, so I ain't too sad. But I got Q up here as well. Bruh, those teasers are always one off, man. Them teasers are always one off, man. But we did hit. Q and I did hit this week or last week on some other stuff. But welcome to the show. And as usual, we're going to talk about football. We're going to talk about Jerry Jones. And the leak, the rumor is, before I get to it, the rumor is this is one of those things Daniel Snyder said he had on every owner. That's the rumor. And he might have leaked it. I don't know. We'll talk about it. Your fantasy playoffs either started or about to start in a couple weeks. In our league in Vegas, it starts next week. In my Yahoo league, it starts in 3 weeks. So what are you going to do as a fantasy football owner? What are you planning to do? We're here to give you advice. We're here to talk to you about whatever it is you need to talk about, get off your chest. But understand, when you do, be ready for whatever answer we give you, whether it's me, JT, or Q. And if you want to call in on Blog Talk Radio, you can dial 347-637-3220. Again, that number is 347-637-3220. And for those that are on Blog Talk Radio, I am going to tell you, because I thought it aired last week, but for whatever reason, only recorded like 1 minute. But I will stop using Blog Talk Radio as frequently as I do. I learned that I have to go down to 30 hours of audio. We've been doing this for 14 years. So I have to delete 14 years of audio to get down to 30 minutes of audio. 3 hours of audio.
What?
Yes. In order for me to change the plan, I have to delete 14 years of audio and only up to 3 hours. So I don't want to completely get rid of everything because we got some great stuff on there. But I'm gonna delete it down to some of our early shows. I am. It's taking me a while. I'm down to 2018 right now. I got to go to 2008 or 2009. So it's going to be a labor of love. But yeah, if you're on Blog Talk Radio, it's going to be one or maybe two shows. I don't know. I might keep it like it is, but I'm going to have to continually delete audio. But
well, we can talk off air about this because I'm totally confused. But it is what it is. It's been a rough 2 days, man. So
I know you had a traumatic brain injury. I know. We're gonna work on it.
It's not traumatic brain injury. It's just mental, man. You have no idea. You have no idea.
What? Well, that's what I'm here for. Me and Q are here to make sure that chrome dome of yours is not that messed up, and we can help you out. You're supposed to smile on that one.
I can't smile. It's hard. It's hard. I got a lot of stuff going on, man. You have no idea.
I know. At least you're gonna get a brand new truck out of it. You get a brand new truck out of it.
Yeah.
Listen. And if you do your job this week, you're gonna have $1,000 down payment to put on.
I don't need that. I don't need to hear that. That's just like putting more pressure on me. I don't need to hear that. I'm trying to.
All I can tell you, press-wise, since we got Q and his Raiders up, Josh Jacobs ain't gonna play.
I'm trying to clear my mind.
Amir Abdullah is available, and so is Zamir White. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not making the move, but I know Zach Moss could get dropped. That's all I'm gonna say too. And I would say Taysom Hill probably ain't the better play over Cameron Brate, but it's your week.
We'll talk after this.
All right. So Q, how you been, brother?
I'm good, bro. I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know what the
delay is. Your video is just a little. Your video is behind. That's all.
I'm doing good. I'm good. Jerry, sorry to hear about what happened to you this week, bro.
Yeah, man.
At least you're alive and kicking, bro.
Exactly.
You know?
You're exactly right.
So it's all right. Just go to the store and get some Just for Men for your head, and we'll be good.
Wow. Wow. Really?
Hey,
really?
I'm just trying to make this.
I'm gonna tell you something. That was a good one, Q. But Jerry, so you know, being a sports guy, I have Icy Hot, I have Tiger Mom stuff. Azure went to the Dollar Tree, right? She got this dollar. It's called deep freeze, bro. When I tell you, because my lower back issue, right?
Yeah.
When I tell you, I put some of that on, I instantly felt it. It started working its magic. I know you're swollen. I know you're hurting. Get some of that. It's $1. And I'm like, something in this thing that's sold at the Dollar Tree, and it instantly works. It's some type of crazy drug. I don't know. But if you're feeling that way and you got some bumps and bruises and you got to bring heat and blood flow to the areas, get it. Because you're going to feel it immediately.
I'm just trying to make you smile, Jerry.
It's not easy, man.
It's not easy, but what you can think about, JT, like Q said, you're alive. Your wife is alive.
Yeah.
My buddy who died, my mentor, he had a heart attack driving on the Autobahn on Thanksgiving. And, you know, Gary was roughly, I'm going to say about 85, 80-ish. And his wife was in the car as well. She made it, but Gary did not. He lasted a couple days. And the outpour of love for him and what he means to Armed Forces, American Forces Radio, you just don't get it, man. And I'm thankful that you made it through what you made it through. You know, a lot of people, you could be laid up right now.
Well, yeah, that's true. You're right about that. That's definitely right.
So Yeah, let's think positive. Let me be the negative person. Let me be the one to talk trash to you. Don't feel down because of your body. I mean, you old. What you expect? But smile. There you go. There you go. All right. Here we go, gentlemen. There's a lot of games on this week. It is week 12, but we have surprisingly, and this is crazy to me. It's week 12, but nobody has a bye in week 12. I don't know if y'all noticed that. Nobody has a bye, but there are byes in week 13 and 14. That's crazy to me.
Yep.
You're going to skip a whole week of no byes and then pile them on at the end of people. See, here's the thing. The NFL knows fantasy football is affected that way. They know. They know. So, with that being said, y'all want to get to the schedule first? Or do you want to talk about this Jerry Jones situation? Or what y'all want to talk about first? Q, what you want to talk about?
I think we should just get the schedule over with first, and then we can have all the time to talk about everything after.
Makes sense to me.
Okay, so we'll talk about Jerry Jones. No, I'm joking. Let's get to the schedule, okay? Week 12 has a couple of interesting things going on. Let's talk about Joe Mixon already being ruled out. This benefits. I'm not saying they did this for fantasy owners. I'm not saying they did it, but it kind of sounds like they did because they ruled Joe Mixon out on this morning or yesterday, I believe, last night, whatever it was. And that means Cincinnati, you know, they're preparing with Samar G.P. Ryan as their starting running back, and that gives Pittsburgh somewhat of an edge to know that Joe Mixon is not playing. But Jamar Chase is also scheduled to come back. This is the Monday night game, if I'm not mistaken, week 12.
He's been ruled out already.
Who?
Jamar Chase. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought he was good to go. Pardon me. I thought that I thought he was good to go. I thought Tennessee, and it was Tennessee, not Pittsburgh. But just this morning, I saw him, you know, questionable. But hey,
No, he ruled out for week 13.
He's ruled out to week 13.
He's listed as questionable for week 12. I'm looking at something that just came up. There's something he will return in week 13.
Read out loud. Read out loud so people can hear you, brother.
It says Jamar Chase ruled out for week 13, and according to a source, Jamar Chase is reportedly out for Cincinnati. Oh, week 12 matchup against Tennessee. It says week 13, but they're a week ahead of time.
Okay.
Tennessee.
I didn't know that.
Chase has been listed as questionable for Friday injury report due to his hip injury that has kept him out of action since week 7. There is optimism he will return in week 13.
That's interesting because T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, and the rest, you know, without Joe Mixon, this isn't as an easier game as originally I thought it would be.
Well, you're right. And it greatly impacted people who had options, including Tyler Boyd. Let me put it that way.
Oh, yeah. Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
I know. Because now he's going to get fed.
Yeah. Well, yeah, ironically, he may get fed. Now, he was in the same situation last week, and he barely saw the ball or even caught the ball. So you got to be skeptical on playing Tyler Boyd because you don't know what kind of target he's going to get.
Well, I'll put it this way. And Q, jump in. Feel free to jump in. You're down 2 of your weapons. Tennessee doesn't have that good of a secondary. I will admit that with TJ Watt in the lineup versus Pittsburgh, that entire defense is different.
Yep.
Entire defense is different.
Yep.
Landry has been out all year. Tennessee's defense has been different. Their secondary has been beat up. But then I go to what Tennessee has. Treylon Burks is stepping up. Making Robert Woods, well, we traded for him, but that's all we did. Derrick Henry doesn't feel like he lost a step. Ryan Tannehill isn't a world beater, but he's being efficient. You take out their leading rusher in Joe Mixon. You take out Burrow's favorite target in Jamar Chase. You're left with Hayden Hurst, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins. T. Higgins is the one that had the monster game against Derrick Henry, Treylon Burks, and a reemergence of sorts. I mean, there was a couple gadget plays that got him a touchdown, but Austin Hooper. He hadn't done nothing all year.
Yeah, I know.
All year.
Now you made me laugh because Austin Hooper.
Hey, he shouldn't have been our well, anyway. I don't think that's going to repeat this week, but if he's out there on waivers, why the hell not? But to me, it's a hard game to pick because coming in, I'm thinking Jamar Chase is going to play. And I was like, okay, well, Cincinnati's going to keep rolling. But now you guys telling me that he's not. And I'm like, okay, well, what the hell am I going to do? I honestly, this is my honest opinion. Make sure it's at Tennessee. Last time they were at Tennessee, the kicker, McPherson, won the game for him in the playoffs. McPherson had like 5 field goals. That's why I'm starting him over Mr. Mayer. I know Jerry's kind of mad that I got Mayer off of waivers because I know that's who he's going for. But I knew he was doing it, so I had to take him because I didn't want Jerry to get him. But Q, tell me what you think about this game, then we'll go to Jerry.
I think this is gonna be a low-scoring game. I think Tennessee's gonna be out hunting for revenge from that playoff loss for last year, and I just think that's gonna hurt them not having Jamar Chase. It's gonna really hurt them in this game. I like Tennessee to win outright on this one. I'm not sure if they're the underdog or the favorite, but I like them to win outright. And I just see a big game from Derrick Henry.
I think the point spread might have changed now that Mixon is out. And, of course, Chase is ruled out. The point spread might have changed. We got to look at it again, brother. But, yeah. JT.
I'm looking at it that it's plus 1.5 for Tennessee. 42.5 is the over-under.
32.5 is the over-under?
42.5 is the over-under.
42 or 32?
42 is the 42.5. 42.
Okay. I would say that's 32.5. I'm playing that. If it was 32.5, I was playing that all day. But go ahead. I'm sorry. It's only, and they're a 1-point dog? Tennessee's a 1-point dog?
Tennessee is the 1.5 point underdog, yes. Cincinnati is 7-3 against the spread. Tennessee's 8-2 against the spread.
Your thoughts on the game, though?
My thoughts on the game is playing in Tennessee. I like Tennessee. I feel.
Is that the reason why?
Well, no, they're playing in Tennessee, and Tennessee, just like a lot of teams, plays better at home. And I don't think that the Cincinnati Bengals are going to get too much of a rush on Ryan Tannehill, and he operates best when there's no pass rush. So I like Tennessee to win this game. Plus, they can be Cincinnati can be dominated on against the run with that offense that Tennessee has, run oriented offense. I like Tennessee.
Okay. Real quick, I just want to rehash because 3 games did happen. 3 games did happen. What did you guys think of Kirk Cousins getting his one of like 3 ever primetime victories Thanksgiving? And are the Cowboys for real, or are the Giants, as Jerry would normally say, really playing with smoke and mirrors because they're really depleted? Also, is Buffalo really going to make it to the Super Bowl the way they've been playing? So go ahead, JT. You got some answers, then we go to Q.
Okay. The first game I watched is quite naturally Buffalo Detroit that happened the first game on Thanksgiving. And I didn't see the end of the game because of the circumstances. But Detroit was giving Buffalo all it could, and it's playing quite naturally in Detroit. I'm surprised that Buffalo lost the game. Oh, Buffalo did win the game, but Detroit is for real. And Buffalo's got some issues, especially against the run. And against the pass, too, they need the DBs back.
Mm-hmm.
They need their DBs back to show up that defense. And they lost Von Miller in that game.
Yeah.
So, and that was a big hit. He's got several weeks that he got on a meniscus he's got to get repaired. So they're in trouble. They don't get Von Miller back, and I'm not saying – and the DBs, I think it's Darius White.
Mm-hmm. Well, he came back. He came back.
Yeah, but they're in serious trouble. They need a pass rush. And Von Miller was a big part of that pass rush. Makes a big difference in what Buffalo can do on the offense. The defense getting the ball back to the offense in prime position on the field. That's harder to do without a very good pass rush and getting turnovers. They're lucky they escaped out there with a 3-point win against Detroit. Let me put it that way. New York and Dallas, they're playing with mirrors, man. Smoke and mirrors. They're depleted greatly on the wide receiver position. New York going up against a big pass rush like Dallas had. You saw what the issue was. Even though they lost by 8 points, only 8 points, it could have been more. They're playing with smoke and mirrors, man. The coach is very imaginative with what he has on offense and what they do on defense. I'm thinking that New York is on a decline, and Dallas is getting more and more confidence. And the last game didn't surprise me. I like Kirk Cousins, especially playing at home. I know he played against primetime. I know he played against the New England Patriots, who have a very good defense. But in that game, I didn't think they would be able to keep up with Minnesota on the offensive side, even though they did score 26 points and Minnesota scored 33. They don't have the offensive weapons to overtake a team like Minnesota. So that's how I see it.
All right, Q, what you got?
Well, of course, we hit that 6-teamer on Thanksgiving, so everything went good. But I'm really struggling. We hit that 6-teamer on Thanksgiving, so everything went good.
Wait a minute.
But
was there a problem? Q.
Yeah, I can't hear you guys. I can't hear you guys right now. I'm like so delayed.
Okay, keep going. Just keep talking.
All right. Anyways, so that Buffalo game, I don't know. I think Buffalo's in trouble. I don't see them being making it to Super Bowl this year. Not the way they're playing. And if you look really closely, Josh Allen's struggling throwing that deep ball. His elbow is like messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He's really struggling. He can't throw that deep ball, and if he can't throw that deep ball, I think everybody's just gonna have him play to short passes, and he's even struggling with those short passes. So I think they're in real trouble. And that defense is not as good as it was last year. They're giving up way too many points this year. I don't think they're a shutdown defense. So I think they're in trouble. I think they got lucky that they won. They beat the Lions just because the Lions are too young at the end of the day. But I think against a veteran team in the playoffs, they're in trouble.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. But go ahead.
That second game, the Dallas, I mean, what can you say? That Dallas defense is legit, bro. It's like number one defense, you know. I just think they led New York back in the game. They shouldn't have. They were murdering them. But like I said, New York is overrated, dude. That record, I mean, if you look at the teams they played, they didn't play that many good teams. And I think the rest of their games, they're only going to play playoff teams. So I think they're in trouble. I don't see them winning more than 1 or 2 games the rest of the year. Not with that offense. You know?
Well, with that, they play Philly twice and Washington twice. And they play Washington twice in 3 weeks. So with all the injuries, now let's say Sterling Shepard wasn't injured. Who else did they get injured in New York? Their number 2 receiver.
Who else? Who did they not get injured?
Well, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying. Then let's say they didn't get injured. Are they equipped to be a playoff team? Let's say Shepard, and remember they won these games without him, right?
It's irrelevant. They have to play.
I get what I know you're saying it's irrelevant, but I want to do a hypothetical because I'm like, the defense stepped up and has won a lot of games, and Saquon Barkley has proven that, hey, you give me a decent offensive line, I can make things happen. And Dayball has been doing a lot of college-type plays. I noticed that. He's doing a lot of sweeps, or jet sweeps, I should say, end arounds, a lot of different things that you see in college to help Danny Dimes. He doesn't want to be called that. And Michigan just scored, so we need Ohio State to step the hell up. But, yeah, I'm telling you, I think and I know we're not on that game, we just want to glance over it, but if all was even, I think the Giants could be a legit team. I don't think Daniel Jones is there next year, though. I don't think he's there next year.
All not even. I mean, you go on hypotheticals, I'm dealing with real reality. And reality is that they are depleted at the wide receiver level, and their offense is, as a result of nobody really throw to, is limited, extremely limited. And if they come up against a team that's got a pass rush and can score, game over. Game over.
I think they're in trouble the rest of the year, honestly.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When you said you think they're looking to win 2 games, it's freaking what? Well, it's 5 games left in the regular season, so that's plausible. Going like 2 and 3.
Well, no, I don't. Let me put it this way. I'm looking at what they got to go up against. The next game is up against the Commanders at home. Then they play the Eagles. Then they go on the road to play the Commanders. Then they go on the road to play the Vikings. And the last game of the season is home against the Colts. I'm thinking they're only going to win 1 game. Maybe 1 game in that.
I can see that.
I can see that too. I can see it because, like I said, 5 games left. 4 are divisional opponents.
Yeah.
Well, 3 of those 5 are divisional opponents. Philly once, Washington twice, and Minnesota looks like a wrecking crew.
And they're playing in Minnesota.
Yeah, I got it. I feel you, bro. I feel you.
Honestly, with Minnesota, I think they're going to be a good regular season team. I just don't see them doing much in the playoffs just because of that defense, man. There's no way they should have let New England score 26 points at home.
Hell no.
I agree.
I
agree about that.
With Mac Jones as the quarterback at that.
So I think they're just a regular season team. They're going to probably end up with 13, 14 wins, but
that's going to make them the number 1 seed, though.
Yeah.
Or number 2.
Yeah, but I see them losing the first playoff game, even at home. I see Tom Brady walking in there and just beating them, So.
Okay. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yep.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
It's not like it didn't happen before. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, I agree. I think they need to overtake Philadelphia for the number 1 seed in order to secure a possible weaker team, meaning they get a bye week, and wherever they got to play in the second round has had a tough matchup. So I agree with you. I agree. All right, let's move. Since we're talking about the NFC, let's stick with Washington and with Atlanta coming to DC. Here's the deal. Here's what the rumor is. The rumor is Washington beats Atlanta if they stop Cordero Patterson. I'm not saying that's wrong. But Drake London leads the NFL in red zone targets. Washington is one of the worst red zone passing defenses in the NFL. They got to keep Atlanta out of the red zone. Quiet as kept, Atlanta's defense isn't that bad.
Nope.
I like that young linebacker Walker. I like him. He finds the ball. The difference is this, in my opinion. Their corners can't stay with Terry McLaurin or Curtis Samuel. And Jihad Dotson is no slouch either. Logan Thomas is a problem for them to cover as well. But their kick returner, Washington's, Dax Millen, he's out. Who's returning kicks for Washington? Is it going to be Gibson, who's been rejuvenated because his job got taken away from him by a rookie running back, but has become a very valuable piece to the passing and run game? Would it be Curtis Samuels, who's elusive and fast and can quickly turn a 10 or 15-yard kick return or punt return to a 25, 35, or even a touchdown? Atlanta isn't a one-trick pony, but if you stop their run game, I think you can beat Atlanta. Mariota is a elusive quarterback, though. That's the thing. Here's a prediction. I'm going out on a limb. Mariota's going to run, and Jamin Davis is going to give him a concussion.
Wow.
That's my prediction.
Wow, what a prediction.
I'm just telling you, Jamin Davis is going to give him a concussion, and it's going to be the beginning of Desmond Ritter's NFL career as a starting quarterback or as a quarterback in the NFL. If he comes in the game, it all changes. It all changes because he will throw that ball up to Drake London. He might even overthrow Drake London, but he's going to put the ball to Drake London. I think it's going to be a closer game than the odds makers are giving them. I'm picking Washington to win. I think they are the better team defensively, offensively, and special teams. But Atlanta's going to give them a fight. Let's go Q, then JT.
I like Atlanta's offense. I really don't like their defense. I'm not sold on their defense the way you are. I think they give up a lot of points every game, and they always give up a lot of big plays, especially in the second half. I just don't see I don't see them stopping anybody. I think this is going to be a close game. I actually like Washington on this one, but I think it's going to be a close game, but I like Washington winning.
Okay. Atlanta's 5-6, 1-4 away. Washington is 6-5 record, 2-3 at home. Washington averages 22 points a game. Atlanta averages 18 points a game, 7-4 against the spread. Washington is 6-4-1 against the spread. The spread is -4. Over under is 40.5. And I like Washington's team. I think they're the better team. And like I knew already, and the numbers say Atlanta 1-4. They don't play as well on the road. They're strictly mainly a home team that plays well on at home, but they need to be inside and on the turf versus outside and on the grass. So I like Washington in this game.
All right. Let's go to I got DK Metcalf on. Let's go to Jerry's. Listen, ladies and gentlemen. After this week, Jerry will not say or care what happens to Geno Smith. He won't. He doesn't care really because his buddy, his massage buddy returns next week. But
and my keeper, one of my keepers for next year, will return.
both of y'all got the players I was going to keep.
Hey,
I hate both of y'all.
coulda, woulda, shoulda. Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
I know I shouldn't have dropped him. I know. And I was going to go for Walker, but Q got him before me. Anyway, Seattle comes back.
I had him way before you. I picked him up when he wasn't even playing.
I know.
Same here, Q. Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yep.
I thought you were hurt, Jerry. Go back to being hurt.
I'm glad we can make you feel better.
You got to cheer me up. Okay. So.
All right. So Seattle faces, well, Q's probably about to be sad, his Vegas Raiders.
I'm not sad. This is my favorite game all week. My favorite game.
Oh, well, since it's your favorite game, I'm going to let you talk about it first, and then Jerry and I will talk about it.
I'm telling you, bro, this is my upset special of the week. The Raiders are going to go into Seattle, and they're going to win, bro. I've had this feeling all week that they're going to come in to Seattle, and they're going to drop like 30 on them. I think this is going to be a shootout. I think the Raiders are going to win. Upset special. My favorite play of the week. And this is not just because it's my team. I've had this feeling the whole week.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Well, I hate to burst that Vegas bubble, but
oh, you're not bursting nothing, bro.
But it's 47.5 over under, and I agree with you. It's going to be a shootout. You say they're going to score 30 points. I say Seattle.
Yes, at least.
I say Seattle's going to score one more point more than the Raiders. That's how I see it. The Raiders are 4-6 against the spread. 6-4 is what Seattle is against the spread, and the Vegas Raiders away 1-5 versus Seattle 3-1 at home. There's no way I'm going with the Raiders. This is, and I hate to say it, Q, this is a typical team that finds creative ways to lose, and the proof is in the pudding. They find creative ways to lose games. And being on the road against a very young defense of Seattle, but very tough-minded, let me put it that way, which reflects their coach, which reflects their quarterback, I think that Seattle is going to absolutely win this game. 47.5 is the over-under.
So here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to say. Vegas was gifted a W last week when Nathaniel Hackett decided not to kick a field goal and go for it on 4th and 2 when he didn't need to go for it on 4th and 2. The Raiders got the ball in overtime and they won. That game was a good game. Here's the thing, Q. Here's the only difference for me. Josh Jacobs is looking like he's not going to play. He's doubtful. Amir Abdullah and Zamir White are going to have to carry that load. Amir Abdullah has done it, but not as a 25 touch running back. Zamir White is the more explosive back.
He's too light in the ass.
But they're going to run the ball hard, right? Seattle has a good defense. Okay. Devontae Adams said something at the end of the Denver game. He said he's too young. He's too young. He ain't ready. He was talking about Patrick Surtain Jr. right? Kobe Bryant is the rookie that's lighting everything up on the defensive side of the ball for Seattle. He's probably going to get worked over by Devontae, but Kobe might have his opportunities. He's going to have many opportunities, I think.
Don't they play cover 3?
Who? Seattle?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to. Kobe Bryant is their best corner.
Okay.
Right? I think he might have to travel. I think he might have to. I don't like Gino, but Jerry loves Gino only for this week. And then he's going to be like, Gino who? I love Kenneth Walker. I do. I think this is going to be one of those games where Tyler Lockett actually shows up. Shootout? I don't know. I'll say this. I will say this. I do believe that Vegas will make this a close game. It's going to come down to a field goal. Either Myers or what's my man name, the kicker for Vegas? Daniels is going to win this game. I'm not picking a winner. I'm saying it's going to come down to the kickers, and one of those two is going to win the game.
I'm telling you, I know you guys thinking because this is my team, but I know when the Raiders are going to lose. I admit it when I think they're going to lose. I think they're going to win. I think they turned the corner after everybody started talking trash about them, about that Derek Carr press conference. After that, I think they aired it out, and I think this offense is going to explode. I'm not saying that the defense is good. I'm saying the offense is going to start playing great from now on. I see Derek Carr throwing at least 400 yards this game. I don't think
you're wrong.
I don't think they're going to run the ball that much this game. I'm talking about from the Raiders standpoint. I'm telling you, this is an easy over game for me, and I'm taking the money line. But if I wanted to do a safer bet, I would take the +4. But to me, the Raiders are winning this game.
I hope you're wrong about Derek Carr. I hate to say that. I really hope you're wrong about Derek Carr.
Are we playing Derek Carr?
Yes, we are.
Hey,
yes, we are.
Hey, Jerry, I had Dak Prescott on my team. I'm telling you, I've been feeling like that this whole week. I benched Dak Prescott on Thursday. Go look at my team. I benched him on Thursday because I think Derek Carr is going to explode. Sorry.
Okay. Hey, it's okay.
Long
let me put it this way. Dak Prescott, I'm not even thinking about. I could care less. I'm caring about Derek Carr. That's what I'm caring about.
Well, because like you said last week, Q, you thought that Justin Herbert was going to have a big game. He didn't have a big game, but he had a very good game. And if you're saying that Derek Carr is going to have a big game, we don't need that.
Oh, we don't.
Unless Justin Herbert has
a huge game. A huge game.
Since we're talking about that, let's talk about Arizona and the Chargers. So, my boy, Kyler Murray returns. How? You know what, JT?
Well, all I've been hearing is negative stuff about your boy.
Well, I have not looked at Inside Hard Knocks inside the season because I'm hearing there's a lot of turmoil happening with inside the organization. And, you know, I'm going to save it for after the season. But Kyler got paid, so he ain't going nowhere. Anyway, Kyler, no matter who Hopkins has as quarterback, Hopkins gets 9 to 12 targets a game. No Rondell Moore. And I believe Marquise Brown isn't playing. So that means AJ Green needs to step up. Deutsch.
Marquise Brown is playing this game.
He is?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, those two and Deutsch are going to have a field day, along with that tight end, the rookie tight end. Because our safety for the Chargers can't cover everybody. He can't. Bosa's out. Mack isn't getting to the quarterback. I like Tillery, the middle linebacker. So when they run the ball, he's there. But does Arizona really run the ball? They're down to 2 running backs. I think they got a third one. They might have picked up a third one. But Connor and Ingram, those 2 running backs. So that's what I'm saying. This is going to be throwing the ball all over the place. Now, to me, this is a shootout game. Buda Baker and company are like, we tired of losing. We ain't blaming nobody, but we tired of losing. The Chargers are like, we were 40 seconds away from beating Kansas City. 40 seconds. Keenan Allen came back. He's back. Jerry's good friend, Mike Williams, came back for a couple of plays, and he's out of there.
One play.
Yeah, exactly.
One play.
And he's out of there. I'm about to call Farham. Farham's not back off of IR yet. What's the Palmer? Palmer looks to be a solid number 2. And don't sleep on DeAndre Carter. Don't sleep on him. Kid is shifty in the slot, as well as kick returner. And of course, Austin Eckler. And Spiller is doing a decent job when subbing in for Austin Eckler. In fact, so much so that Sony Michel only got 1 carry. 1 carry. Go ahead, JT.
Just so you know, okay, Joshua Kelly is due to return, who was the direct backup, not Isaiah Spiller, to Austin Eckler.
That's fine, but Ronnie Rivera is there as well. No, he's in
the Rams, man.
He's on the Rams. My bad. He's on the Rams.
Yeah. So there's no guarantee that Isaiah Spiller is going to be a direct backup. It could revert back to Joshua Kelly, and that's who I'm going after.
Do what you got to do, man. I'm not going to tell you not to follow your heart, your gut. We just got to win this week, and we got to win.
Come on, man. Look,
we listen.
We
just got to win this week and make sure at the end of the week we have way more points than Raiders 721.
You're absolutely right. Every week, it's a consensus thing here. So we agree on what we're doing. So after the show, we're going to talk, as always.
Yeah, Q saw how that talk went.
It was eye-opening. It was an eye-opening experience for me.
That was last week. That was last week.
Yeah,
last week.
You know what?
We put it behind us. We won. We put it behind us, and we move on.
But because of your accident, hopefully you won't be as animated or mean or just over the top. But Q, talk to us about this game, Arizona and the Chargers, because I'm picking Arizona.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. What? I'm sorry. I love this game. I like this game as an offensive shootout. I like this game for you guys because you guys got Herbert. I think Arizona's defense is trash. I think they play worse at home than on the road. I think Kyler Murray, he's a bust. He got paid, but he's a bust. He can't carry a team. He can't carry a franchise, bro. He should have stuck to.
Do not call him a bust.
Oh, I mean, for being the number 1 pick and making all that money, he's not gonna do nothing with that team, bro. I mean, he's gonna get his fantasy points, but the wins and loss records, bro, I don't see him doing anything. Anyways,
he had to throw that in there. He had to. That's okay. Keep going.
I just say I love this game, man. I love the
Jerry,
over.
do not repeat what he said, because if you do, I will mute you. But go ahead. Go ahead.
I love this game as an over for sure. I love it as an over. I think the Chargers have too much to play for because they're still in the playoff hunt and they got a good shot. So I think they outright win this game. So I like San Diego. I like the Chargers and the over on this game.
Okay.
Can I go?
Sure, but you've been warned not to repeat
Look,
that one piece.
I keep it 100, and you know that.
Well, you know I got a mute button too.
Even though you have a somewhat of a favorable outlook on one of your players, that's fine. But you got to come to some type of reality about a player and the team. The team. I agree with you, Q. The defense is hot trash. Hot trash. I mean, come on. At home,
Capital H
wait a
O
minute.
E.
At home, the Arizona Cardinals are 1-5. The Chargers on the road are 3-2. The over/under is 48.5. The Chargers are favored by 3 points. I like the Chargers to cover that 3, and I think they do it easily against this defense. Come on, man. And Mr. Hero Ball, 8-1. 8-1.
Okay, all right. Okay, that's enough. We're off of that.
You don't want to talk about it? You don't want to talk about it?
Listen.
Hey, we hurt your
You can
feelings.
talk about it tomorrow. You can talk about it tomorrow.
Okay.
It did hurt my feelings.
No problem.
But let's talk about Baltimore and Jacksonville. Now, this isn't as easy a game
No, it's not.
as people might think. Jacksonville isn't a joke coming off of a bye week. Doug Peterson coming off a bye week is no joke. Granted, that was with Philly, but Travis Etienne, and guess who his backup is? Henderson, Darrell Henderson. So Henderson might come in and be the pounding back, while Etienne is the slasher, dasher, pass catcher. Christian Kirk should have a good game here. He should. Evan Ingram, I don't know. Raekwon Smith is a hitter. But here's the deal. Lamar only really has only has Andrews, Mark Andrews. That's all he has. Jackson, listen. Back in the day, Jackson was that dude. Jackson is now a speed possession receiver if he catches the ball and if he's on the field. Devin Duvernay has proven that he is the better option there at the receiver spot if the ball's thrown to the receiver. Isaiah Likely and Andrews are your go-to people here. Now, you know Kenyon Drake is going to run the ball. You know the Gus Edwards is returning. And you know Lamar's going to run. But if this gets into a shootout, I got to give it to Jacksonville. Where is it? It's in Jacksonville at that. It's in Jacksonville. Yeah, I'm going to pick Jacksonville. Go ahead, JT, then Q.
Well, I'm going to take Baltimore. Baltimore is 4-1 on the road. They have a better record on the road than they do at home. Jacksonville, I'm surprised about this, is 2-3 at home. 4-5 is what Baltimore is against 4-5-1 against the spread, and Jacksonville is 3-7 against the spread. 43.5 is the over/under. Jacksonville is the underdog by 3.5. I like Baltimore in this game.
All right, Q, what you got?
I'm not a big fan of Jacksonville. I just think they're still too young, and I think when they only do good when they play other young teams. But going up against Lamar Jackson and that veteran Ravens team, I don't see them. I think they keep it close, but I don't see them winning the game. At the end of the day, I like Lamar. I just don't think Lamar's going to run that much this year. I think he's comfortable just passing. You know, he don't want to get hurt because he want to get that bag. So, but I think overall the Ravens are a better team, and I just like I told you earlier. I think starting this weekend, all the really good playoff teams, they're gonna start taking over. But we saw earlier in the season with all these upsets, I don't see them happening as much.
I agree with you. Now, one thing I can say about Lamar is I don't think Lamar's going to get the money he thinks he should get. They might win the North. They might win the North, but they're not going far in the playoffs. And in order for Lamar to get the money that he wants, he has to pull a Flacco and go all the way to the Super Bowl. Now, I'm not saying Raekwon Smith is Ray Lewis, but having a middle linebacker like Ray Lewis and Raekwon Smith does provide some help on the defensive side of the ball. But, okay, I feel you guys. Let's go to Carolina and Denver. Carolina.
Before we do that, let me ask a question here.
Go ahead.
And do you think Lamar Jackson re-signs with the Ravens?
He has no choice. They'll franchise tag him.
I don't think there's any other team he could resign with because they're the only team that plays his style of football.
Okay.
No. I think he can go to a different team if traded. But I see a Kirk Cousins situation with him if he doesn't get the type of money he wants. I think they're going to franchise him twice. And with his injury history that's starting to develop, a team will want him. But he's going to have to prove that he can throw from the pocket to more than just a tight end. He's going to have to prove that he can be a Jalen Hurts, even Kyler Murray. Even though y'all call him a bum, Kyler gets the ball out to the outside, right? He has to prove that he can be more than just a joystick guy. Look what happened with Michael Vick. Once Michael Vick started getting injuries and he couldn't run as fast, he became a backup real quick, right? That's why I said I don't think he gets paid the type of money he wants. They'll franchise him twice and ultimately trade him or let him go. Somebody will get him. I bet you Pete Carroll will take him. Pete Carroll will take him in a heartbeat and make him hand that ball off. Because Pete Carroll likes to throw to the tight end. And he'll throw the ball to DK. He'll throw the ball to Tyler Lockett too. But I can see him going to Seattle, especially knowing that Geno is not the answer, that Drew Lock is not the answer. And there are a few quarterbacks out there that coming up in this draft, but none of them will have the game experience and ability of Jackson. So that's my answer on that one. But Carolina and Denver. The carousel at quarterback continues.
Do we need to go through this? Really?
We didn't go through Carolina and Denver yet.
I know that. Do we really need to go through this?
Yes,
No.
we did. Okay, we can do a brief. Y'all give one word answers. It don't matter to me. But the Carolina Panthers go through a carousel at quarterback again. Sam Darnold is going to be the quarterback. By the way, Matt Rule was hired as the Nebraska Cornhuskers head coach. So he's back in coaching in the college ranks. He's going to change the way they play football up there. You're going to see a lot more passing in Nebraska. A lot more. But anyway, man, if you saw the tweet that Melvin Gordon sent out, and it was his tweet after he got released from the Broncos, it was him in the O.J. Simpson police car chase in a Bronco, and it's just Melvin Gordon's face in it. And he says, y'all some wild people. Thank you, Bronco Nation, blah, 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 blah. But he's getting out of Dodge, trying to escape, right? Melvin Gordon has not been picked up by anybody, by the way. He fumbled again. It is rumored that after the game, he was blasting, I don't know if it's true or not, a lot of Future songs and blaming Russell for the loss yet again. So what do? They elevate Latavius Murray as their starting running back. They go out and they get, oh my gosh, I can't remember who the player is they picked up.
Marlon Mack?
Marlon Mack, thank you. Marlon Mack to be his backup. Jerry Jeudy's out. Cortland Sutton is getting targets, but not many catches. Dortch or Deluche, I believe his name is, the tight end. He's
Jokic.
getting the targets and the catches.
Jokic.
But he's not the explosive person. KJ Hamler's out. They got this young kid at wide receiver stepping up. And that defense is a top 5 defense. But Latavius Murray will get you the yards. He's made of the same ilk as Adrian Peterson without the Adrian Peterson breakaway speed or power. But they play very similar. First contact is not going to bring them down, right? But I don't know what's up with Carolina's defense. Is it a product of the fact that they've always had to play from behind? Or they've always had to play in tight games? Because the offense sucks. I don't expect Dante Foreman to do anything. I really don't. Chuba might have more of a game than him, but that's only because they're going to have to pass the ball. I do expect DJ Moore to get a lot of targets because one thing Sam Darnold does, he finds his one target and he locks in on him regardless. So I do expect DJ Moore to have a game. If Nathaniel Hackett messes up this game, he might be gone before the season's over with. He might not even be a one and done coach. He might be a half and done coach. He's no longer calling the plays. It's a Kubiak. It's the 3rd generation Kubiak calling plays for Denver. I got to go with Denver. And Russ, I trust, but it ain't going to be by much. Go ahead, JT, then Q.
Well, just by me giving you these numbers first, you know who I'm going with. Denver is 1-4 on the road. Carolina is 3-3 at home. Denver scores on average 19 points a game. Carolina scores about 18 points a game. Denver's 3-7 on against the spread. Carolina is better, 5-6 against the spread. I like Carolina. And the over and under, that's why I really want to discuss this game, is 36.
It might not even make it there, I'll be honest.
It's 36. Really?
I don't think it's going to make it.
I like Carolina in this game.
All right, Q.
Yeah.
I think we talked 1 minute way too much about this game. I see it as a 13-10. I think this is like the worst game that Sam Darnold could have came back facing that Denver D. But anyway,
13-10 sounds about right. 13-10 sounds about right.
It does. I'll take Denver just because Sam Darnold's first game back, anyways. But that's all. I don't see anybody even having interest in this game. So that's it. 13-10.
All right. Let's move on. Chi-Town and the Jets. Now here's the deal. JT, you're in this area. You are in this area. Now, first, let me set this up. I think they're going to play Justin Fields, even though he had a separated left shoulder. I was about to curse. Same stuff they had with Baker Mayfield. Then they ran Baker Mayfield out of Cleveland. Right? I heard Jim Miller, and I love moving the chains on XM radio. I love it. Jim Miller and your former GM, Jerry. Oh my gosh. Former GM for the Jets. Anyway.
Mike Tannenbaum?
No. Go back a couple. But Miller was like, a caller came, a Bears fan called in and said they should not play Justin Fields in this game. They need to take care of him. Jim Miller retorted by saying he's a football player. He needs to play. But they criticized Baker for doing the same thing and said Baker should have not played and he should have stayed on the bench. Now, Jim Miller's a former Chicago Bear quarterback. So I'm like, why the hell are you saying they should play a guy with a separated left shoulder who runs. Did you know this? This quarterback, Justin Fields, top 5 in rushing in the NFL. Not in quarterbacks.
I knew that.
In the NFL, some people didn't. In the NFL. And had separated left shoulder. On the other side, you had Zach Wilson, who was the preseason darling of everyone because he decided to smash his best friend's mom after his best friend smashed his ex-girlfriend. That should have been an indicator of his maturity. Should have been. But everybody was like, go Zach, Cougar killer. He was a BYU guy. So he loves his Cougars.
He loves his Cougars, right?
But
he's a spoiled brat.
Well, we talked about that, him coming into the league, JT. We did. Yeah. But they say he needs to reset. Robert Saleh said he needs to reset. The team wasn't happy. The actual players apparently were happy with him because the one question that he answered during the press conference afterwards that got him benched, do you feel bad for the defense and how they played? 6 sacks, only gave up 3 points. No.
I don't. The exact thing was, do you think you let the defense down? And as soon as that question was asked, he answered no. I mean, it was quick. He just said no and then walked off.
And then walked off.
I have it muted.
Oh, you have it muted?
Yeah.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't got to mute it, Q. You don't got to mute it now. You unmuted. I don't want y'all to say something they ain't supposed to say there, buddy. Don't be putting y'all SNL out on the live, bro. I like your wife. I don't want to think about her doing some nasty stuff to you. You make mute yourself. All right. Plus, we streaming on 3 platforms. We don't want no bad stuff out. You still ain't muted. But anyway, so they bring up White as opposed to Flacco. Now, here's the problem I have with this. Flacco was winning, and he fed the young rookie, Garrett Wilson. He fed him. Corey Davis returns. White, listen, I don't think they're trying to tank or anything like that. I don't think White's the answer. I think Flacco is the better answer in this game, especially going against a team that's going to play an injured quarterback. An injured quarterback. You put your precision quarterback in, which is Flacco, because he's the experienced one. They'll win the game and you move on. But now you're putting White in. I don't care if Fields has a messed up left shoulder or not. I think he's a better quarterback with the messed up left shoulder than White is as an NFL quarterback. White has had his opportunity to play and start a few games. He's not a good player.
He's up and down. Plus, he's a short and stature quarterback with a pop gun arm, and I would consider him not as accurate as Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco's 6'6", been around the block a few times, and knows how to get the ball and read coverages to get the ball to his playmakers. Mike White, you're flipping a coin. You don't know what you're going to get. Come on.
All right, Q. I take you picking Chicago too, right, Jerry?
I'm picking wow.
Hold on, you having them old feelings back?
No, this is a tough
game. That old feeling back?
No, this is a tough game to pick because you got Justin Fields with a bump shoulder, and then you got Mike White with a flip of the coin, and you don't know what you're going to get. You got a jet pass rush against a quarterback that's got a bump shoulder versus you don't know what you're going to get. Mike White and a pressure type of defense in Chicago. This is a tough game for me to pick, but I got to go with man. Yeah, wow.
You gotta go with who?
I got to go with the Jets, man.
I knew it. I knew it.
I got to go with the Jets.
He still got them jet drawers on.
No, it has nothing to do with that. They play better at home. They score more points on average than the Chicago Bears, and they have a better record against the spread. I got to go with the Jets.
Okay. All right. That's too easy. Q, you have a hot mic. Go ahead.
I agree with Jerry. It's hard for me to pick this game not knowing 100% if Justin Fields is going to play or not. That being said, I think if Justin Fields does play, I don't think he's going to run around. I think they're going to have to do everything to protect him, because it's not even worth them getting hurt. So, honestly, I would take the Jets in this game. But I like the under on this one more than anything. But I would take the Jets. I think the under's like 38.
38 and a half, yes.
Yeah, I see like a 17-14 game. So.
Well, okay, I can see that. But Justin, I don't think Justin's going to be running that much, and he's going to have to throw the ball a little bit.
That Jets defense is legit, bro.
Yes, it is. That's exactly why I'm saying Justin Fields being less mobile against a Jet pass rush, that's not a good winning formula for Chicago.
I know. That's why I'm like, why are they talking about even? Why is it even in the conversation
that
he's going to freaking start?
Yeah, I would just sit him.
Yeah, me too. Ooh, Georgia Tech keeping it close versus Georgia. Woo! All right. Anyway, let's go back to the NFL. Tampa Bay goes to Jerry's Cleveland Browns. Jacoby Brissett's last start.
Hang in there, Cleveland.
What?
Hang in there, Cleveland.
Oh, no, they're not going to hang in there.
Help is on the way. Help is on the way. Help is on the way. Hang in there.
With his hot oil and his... Never mind. Anyway.
Help is on the way.
It's going to be too late. It's already too late.
Help is coming next year.
Too late. It's not too late. They got what? 4 wins, 3 wins? What is it?
Dude, if you really think Cleveland's in the playoff hunt,
I didn't say they were in the playoff hunt. I said
that's what I mean. It's too late. But that's what I mean by it's too late.
Well, let me put it this way: it's only been 10 games. They only played 10 games. The whole season is 17, so they have 6 games left to work with Deshaun. I'm just saying. Anything can happen. Help is on the way.
Okay. All right.
I mean, he hasn't played in over a year and a half, bro. He's not going to come in and start putting the league on fire, bro. I mean, you got to be realistic.
And besides, his legs probably ain't going to be the same because he ain't getting the same massage treatment.
When it comes to it, I'm going to say I told you so. But okay.
Next year, I believe it, but not this year.
Okay.
Yeah, next year is believable. This year, you know what? I'm going to go a little forward with Cleveland real quick. Okay. Houston, Cincinnati, Baltimore, New Orleans, Washington, Pittsburgh. He gonna need his legs with Washington and Pittsburgh. He might even need his legs versus Baltimore. But without his masseuse rubbing him down and finishing him, I don't think it's gonna happen. But let's talk about Tampa Bay coming off a bye week. They had a really long bye week. They played in Germany. It seems like 2 weeks ago.
That was 2 weeks ago.
I know. And I don't know if it's a gag or not, but Tom Brady has propositioned an IG model. I don't know if y'all saw that, where he asked to take an IG model out and she revealed the instant messages that he put out there. Hey, she never mind. I forgot. People look at this. Anyway.
Thank you.
Oh, whatever. You don't want to be playing adult entertainment in the background, but I know it's off today. It's off today.
No, it's not. It's right there.
Okay, all right. Don't put it on. Oh, Jesus.
What's her name? I want to see.
I don't know. Stop it. Anyway, here's the thing. Leaping Lenny Fournette is doubtful. Doesn't look like he's going to play. Yet again, a player Jerry got from Q that is not going to play.
Hey, let me put it this way. And I don't normally talk about trades, but I'm going to talk about this one because
he don't normally talk about trades just every week. But
for the simple fact is this: I agreed to that trade and the Leonard Fournette because I had his handcuff. I had Rashad White already, so I'm sitting there. I said, "Why not? I'll take him." And if then he doesn't work out, I still got Rashad White. No problem. No problem.
Okay. Right.
I have no problem with that trade.
I know you didn't have no problem with that trade.
I didn't have any problem with it either.
Rid of him. Him and Dallas Goedert. So
yeah, it happens. Stuff happens.
And you know what?
You can't do anything about it.
Here's the thing. I was going to make the same trade with you, Q, for Kirk, and I would be so pissed right now.
Why would be pissed? Why be pissed? Why would be pissed? Okay, the first week you get your trade and it comes through, and one of the guys, one of the top tight ends, get hurt. It is what it is, man. I can't get pissed at that. I made the trade, and
I follow you, but I said if I were to do it.
Yeah, I know, because you're different. You're a different dude. But me,
I am. But let's move on.
I made the trade. It didn't work out. It is what it is.
I didn't want to talk about your trade, but
we're gonna talk about all this afterwards.
You know why?
I still need my 5 minutes to vent.
You know why, Q? Because Mr. Opinion over there always likes to give it. He always likes to give it, regardless if it's asked.
But right now, I want to move on because we still got more games to talk about. Plus, I want to talk about Jerry Jones. Plus, I want to talk about a couple other things. So all the jibber jabber, we good.
Now it's jibber jabber. When you're talking about it's not jibber jabber.
It's my show.
Yeah, I know.
I am the cuckoo god, the serpent with wings. The cuckoo god.
What are we talking about? The Browns and the Buccaneers. So let's go, Mr. FSP. Let's talk about
it. Can I control my show?
What? Well, you said you want to get.
All right, so be quiet. Now here we go.
Let's go.
Tampa Bay has. They're gonna hit their stride. Tom Brady was just on Let's Go with he had Charles Barkley as a guest and the regular host, I forgot his name, Jim Gray. And he had made a comment. He said that we're in December now. Now real football gets played. That's a really, really hard statement. What do I mean by that is he's saying ain't no more games. It's strictly business. Strictly business. I said this several weeks ago. Rashad White is the more explosive and better back than Leonard Fournette.
Who told you about Rashad White?
So, really, guy?
Yeah,
so,
really.
Rashad White in that backfield is going to give them that running boost that they need. Julio becoming more and more a part of that offense. Goodwin catching back up.
Godwin,
Evans is being consistent. He's not up, he's not down, he's just. But the two big players that I think are going to be the major difference outside of White, Cameron Brate and Cade Otton. Cameron Brate is returning. He's probably going to get more targets than Otton. But don't be surprised if Otton gets a touchdown. Cleveland. I did not expect Cleveland to do what they did last week versus Buffalo. Nick Chubb got shut completely down by Buffalo's defense. If they can do that, what in the world is Tampa's defense going to do? Oh, my. But that also led to Jacoby Brissett throwing for like 350, 100 and some change to Amari with 2 touchdowns. Donovan Peoples-Jones continues to lead the team in catches. Njoku got injured, he aggravated injury, but he still got some targets. Listen, Tampa Bay's on a mission. Cleveland, you in trouble. I know you're home and you're waiting for the prodigal son to return next week versus Houston, which is a big game in Houston, which is crazy. The NFL set that up. They set that up.
Of course.
I got to go with Tampa in a rout. Understand me? In a rout. Since this is your team, JT, I'm going to make you last. Q, go ahead and go first.
Leonard Fournette's been ruled out officially, but it don't matter anyways. But I think Tom Brady 2-0 ever since the divorce was final. I think he's just gonna go up and up and up from here. I think that team is gonna get back to their championship form. Their defense is starting to click. I like everything they're doing on offense. You know, he's killing everybody with those dinks and dunks like he always does. I just don't see. The Browns don't have enough to keep up with them, and I think Tampa Bay's defense is gonna shut down. What's his name? The running back,
Nick Chubb.
I think they're gonna shut him down. You know, and I see this as a double-digit win for Tampa. Sorry, Jerry.
I do too.
It's okay. Tampa Bay is 2-2 on the road. Cleveland Browns are 2-3 at home. Tampa Bay against the spread is 3-6-1. The Cleveland Browns are 4-6 against the spread. Tampa Bay is favored by 3.5 points. The over/under is 42. This is going to be a close game. Will be a close game. There's no blowout in this game. And if I wasn't a fan or not, I just think this is going to be a close game. Cleveland's playing at home. I expect them to play well, and Tampa Bay is going to have their hands full. One of the things that is problem with Tampa Bay, even though they've had roughly 2 weeks off, is they're not as strong against the pass versus the run. And just like Jacoby threw against the Buffalo defense or whatever defense he threw against, I forget who he threw again, 300 plus yards, he's capable of doing that. I think this game is going to be close.
Amari Cooper's road and home splits, they're for real, bro. He struggles at home.
He does.
Amari Cooper plays better at home, and this is at home.
No, he don't. He played better on the road.
His numbers are better on the road, JT.
Look him up. He plays way better on the road.
He barely gets 50 yards at home. So,
okay.
It is what it is.
I hope he plays better at home. Let me put it that way.
I hope he does too.
I hope he does too. We need you, Amari. Number 2. We don't want to be number 2. We want to be number 1.
Yes. Well, honestly, we're either 1 or 3. That's the difference.
Okay.
We'll be 1 or 3.
Okay.
3 gets nothing.
3 gets nothing?
No.
Really?
Correct. But let's move on.
Okay.
San Fran and New Orleans. A lot of people, if the odds makers has moved San Francisco to be a 4-1 favorite to go to the Super Bowl. That's what Christian McCaffrey does for you. Brandon Ayuk seemingly has found his way to be a good number 2 receiver. George Kittle killed Arizona last week. Killed them in Mexico. He even met one of the best luchadors in Penta. Penta Jr. That was cool. He got his own little wrestling match as well. But you got CMC, Elijah Mitchell, who they're doing a good split on the carries too, by the way. But week 1, Elijah dominated carries. Week 2, CMC dominated carries. Maybe Elijah dominates this week, or they have a decent split. But still, that's a great 1-2 punch. And oh, by the way, Debo. By the way, and that defense is playing better. New Orleans. Y'all were ready to bench Andy Dalton last week, but not giving Jameis Winston an opportunity to come in and play. You let Taysom Hill throw for 11 yards, which is cool. I ain't mad at that. And play quarterback more than you did Jameis. With that being the case, the Saints defense isn't what it was. It's not. They have one interception. Their secondary, one interception all year. It's by Tyrann Mathieu. One. This is week 12? Oh my. I don't see another interception happening in this game for them. I think San Francisco marches up and down the field in Levi Stadium and wins this game. JT, then Q.
Well, my thinking is this: Saints are going to have to be imaginative on the defense because the San Francisco 49ers have a very stout defense, meaning that they're probably going to try a few gadget plays. Going to have to be very imaginative on the offense to avoid that pass rush and a lot of misdirection. I'm thinking Taysom Hill is going to be part of that. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking he's going to be part of that. And I'm not a big Taysom Hill fan, but I think in this game, they can't just strictly run Alvin Kamara left, right, or in the middle. They're going to
also got David Johnson, by the way.
No, they don't have David Johnson.
Yes, they do.
I know they do, but they don't. Okay. They don't have David Johnson. He's passe. He's forget it. I mean, they want to put him through there, and his legs are gone. So I have to say that Taysom Hill's going to take that. He's got to be able to be the
power back.
Oh, maybe not the power back, but the gadget person, the person that they're going to try to throw off the defense. And with quarterback throws from the shotgun or thrown to him. But I think at the end in Levi Stadium, San Francisco will win this game probably easily. You got too many weapons, and New Orleans doesn't have close to any of those weapons. Chris Olave, Juwan Johnson, and Alvin Kamara, not enough. I like San Francisco.
Q.
I think there's going to be a close game in the first half. Second half, San Francisco is going to dominate. They're going to run all over them. I think this is going to be a blowout, Niners. The Saints, they don't have enough offense to keep up. The defense, it's okay, but they don't have enough offense. This is going to be a blowout by the end of the third quarter. So I got Niners all the way.
Okay. Speaking of blowouts, I think Philadelphia is going to blow the doors off of Green Bay. Green Bay travels to Philadelphia. Philadelphia had a real tough game versus Indianapolis. And it was emotional because the head coach of Philly, at the end of the game, stood on the bench and yelled up into the crowd, "That's for Frank Reich." Now, if you didn't know, when Frank Reich was working with Philadelphia, the coach of Philadelphia was one of his assistants. And he really wanted to play Frank or coach against Frank, but couldn't because of what happened. Of course, Frank got fired and so on and so forth. But Philly didn't look like Philly. Why? Because they got the ball ran on them. Is that what Green Bay plans to do? Aaron Rodgers admits his thumb is broken. His passing thumb is broken. So maybe that's why he hasn't been going deep a lot. Maybe that's why he's passed up some plays, because you got to have a good grip on that ball, especially when you're going to chuck it deep. But Aaron Jones, CJ Dillon, I mean,
AJ Dillon.
AJ Dillon. Well, he been running like a D. They ain't giving him the ball. But the formula to beat Philly has been made. Run the ball. Now, Ndamukong Suh coming off the couch. Had a sack and a half and a couple tackles. All I can tell you is this. The Philadelphia run defense will be better, but if Green Bay does not run the ball at least 40 times on this team, Philadelphia is going to blow them out the water. And it's a shame because you have two dynamic running backs, two of them. And really, Randall Cobb and Watson and Tanya, that's really it. That's really it. Your leading target person is your running back in Aaron Jones. The leading receiver on the team is Robert Tanya, the tight end. Run the ball, Green Bay, but Philly's going to beat you. They're going to beat you bad. All right, JT, then Q.
Green Bay is 1-4 on the road. Philly is 4-1 on the road. But Green Bay is 4-7 against the spread, and Philly is 5-5 against the spread. I talked about this last week that Philly can get run on. I think that's their weakness against the run, and I think that's how any opposing offenses stay in the game and running the football and keeping possession of the game and shorten the game up. I still like Philly in this game. The over-under is 46.5. Not a great number in over-under, but Philly is favored by 6.5. I like the spread, and I like Philly in this game.
Q.
I think this is going to be a close game. I think this is going to be Green Bay's final attempt to keep the playoff lives alive. Because if they lose this game, they're done. They're done. So I think this game, they're going to give it all their best shot. I think it is going to be a running game. I think they're going to run the ball a lot. I think I still pick Philadelphia to win the game, but if I had to bet on it, I would bet Green Bay to cover the 6.5.
Okay.
But after this week, they'll be eliminated.
I agree. And will that usher in the Jordan Love era, or will Rodgers still play? I don't know. Next game, another former Jerry Taylor team. If you notice, I say a lot of former Jerry teams because Jerry's a bandwagoner. But Houston.
Excuse me, what jersey are you wearing, bro?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Just because I'm wearing it don't mean I follow them like that. Oh, look,
Yeah,
I
okay.
gotta sell my merch.
Yeah, okay.
But Houston,
That's the excuses he's always giving to. I'm just saying.
You love Washington, but you love Arizona.
Yeah.
But you wear Seattle. Come on, bro.
Yeah, I hear you.
I wasn't with my Atlanta jersey, right?
Yeah, okay.
I wasn't with my Atlanta jersey, but I'm like, I can't wear that jersey. We play in Atlanta next Sunday, so
I would never be caught dead in anything than black, because real men wear black.
whatever. I got black jerseys too. But again, as long as I ain't a Cowboy jersey, I'm good. Anyway,
I thought that's your next favorite
Houston. Houston goes to Miami. Houston made a quarterback change. Mr. Allen is the quarterback now. Davis Mills has been benched. Allen ain't no better. Allen is no better Blues, man. I think they're going to have to rely heavily on Damon Pierce in this game. Tua, who's been averaging, almost 300 yards a game, is going to get 300 yards passing in this game. I think Miami's defense travels. I mean, see, they're at home. But I think Miami's defense is a strong defense with Jeff Wilson Jr. and who's the other? It's not Chase Evans. It's
Raheem Mostert.
Raheem Mostert. Thank you very much. They seem to be a dynamic duo. Not to mention Waddle and Tyreek. They don't even need Wilson as their number 3 wide receiver. They're killing it. Miami sitting on top of the NFC East, the AFC East as well. Look, honestly, I think this is a sacrificial lamb type deal for Lovie Smith. If they fire Lovie after this season, they're going to blame him and not the choices that were made by Bill O'Brien to trade away all the draft picks. And then for them not to find quality players. Brandon Cooks doesn't want to be there. I'm just telling you, Miami, this is an easy one for me. Miami wins the game. And they cover. Q then JT.
I agree. I agree with 99% of the stuff you just said right now, except the part where you said that Miami's defense is elite. Their defense is not elite, bro. They give up so many points. That's the only reason they're not gonna. That's the only thing that's stopping them from going to the Super Bowl. Their defense, because when they play against another good team, they just give up way too many points. But again, Houston, they look elite against really bad teams. They look elite. So yeah, I'll take Miami minus 20, minus 30, whatever you want.
Well, I have to agree with you. Houston is 1-4 on the road. Miami is 4-1 on the road. Over under is 47. Houston is 4-5-1 against the spread. Miami is 5-5 against the spread. The over under is 47, and the point spread is minus 14 in favor of Miami. Coming off a bye, playing Houston, one of the worst teams in the NFL. I see him covering that 14 easily.
Okay. We got 2 games left. Let's go with the Rams at Kansas City.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. No Matthew Stafford. The 3rd string quarterback, Wolford. No Cooper Kupp. Cam Akers and Ronnie Rivera. And I forgot the other running back's name. Look, this is also a lock of the week for me. I don't even need to mention anybody on Kansas City. Kansas City just going to walk the dog on these guys. They're going to walk the dog on them. And it's not even going to be funny. This is a double-digit win in Kansas City, by the way, at the end of November, by the way. Kansas City's going to just it's going to be like, didn't I tell you to do something? Why didn't you do something? That's the type of game it's going to be to me. It's going to be an Ike Turner type game.
Wow.
That's what I think. I have no other words to say. Kansas City. JT then Q.
Okay. 1-3 on the road is the Rams. 4-1 at home is the Kansas City Chiefs. 2-7 against the spread is the Rams. 4-6 is what the Kansas City Chiefs are. 15.5 is the spread. Over under is 42. And if I'm not mistaken, the LA Rams are going to their 3rd string quarterback.
Yep.
To their 3rd string quarterback. The only bright spot may be, because they can be run on, is the running game of the LA Rams. It's not Ron Rivera. It damn sure isn't Cam Akers. We're talking about Kerryon Williams. We're going to look at probably getting the most out of the carries, and he's more effective in the passing game than he is in the running game. So they're probably going to use him a lot in this game, but that's going to be to no avail. Kansas City wins this easily covering the 15.5.
Q Dog, where you at?
There's not much to say about this game other than complete domination by KC. I mean, just the Rams, they have nothing on offense, bro. Nothing on offense. So, I mean, that's another game that I would take by 15, 20, 25, 30. It didn't matter. But yeah, KC all day.
Last game of the week, Monday night. Pitted Pat goes to Indianapolis. Excuse me. To be quite frank, I did not expect Indianapolis to play the way they did last week, especially versus a team that's supposed to go to the Super Bowl. Pittsburgh, as I said earlier, with TJ Watt rushing the passer, is a totally different defense. Translates to better offense. Who is the most sacked quarterback in the NFL? Matt Ryan. Unless they run this ball left, right, up the middle, over the top, under the line, whatever it is, I'm not expecting much from Matt Ryan in the passing game. Translates to not much happening with Paris Campbell, with Michael Pittman Jr., or any of the pass catchers. I'm not sure how the scoring is going to be, but if that defense gets hold of Matt Ryan, I see a defensive score. Pickens and Pickett, good combination, but Pickett and Freiermuth, I see as a better combination. I think Pittsburgh wins this game by about five maybe. I'll give them that. It might even be a safety in there. That's why I'm going by 5. Because if they get them in a like first down and 10 inside the 5, Matt Ryan's getting sacked for a safety. That's what I see. All right, Q. Then let's go with JT.
I like Pittsburgh in this game. Like I said, the only way just Saturday was gonna win, it was just against my Raiders because they make everybody look good. But it's back to reality from here on out. And I just think they can't keep up with that defense of the Steelers. So I see Pittsburgh winning.
All right,
Okay.
Jay.
I disagree. I like the Colts in this game. Pittsburgh is 1-4 on the road. The Colts are 2-3 at home. The point spread is -2.5, favoring the Colts. 4-5-1 is Pittsburgh against the spread. The Colts are 5-6 against the spread, and the over/under is 39. I like the Colts to win this game. Pittsburgh is, even when J.J. Watt is susceptible to the run. So I like
TJ, not JJ. TJ.
I'm sorry, T.J. Watt. I'm sorry. Against the run, I feel like Indianapolis in this game.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up all of the games for this week. Winners, losers, and things of that nature. So now, before we get to our discussion on other topics, it's time to get your pen and pad. Look at Jerry got his pencil and his pad. Now look, ladies and gentlemen, again, you gamble at your own risk. Only wager what you can afford to lose. If you have a problem, call the gambling hotline in your area. These are not guaranteed. We've been hitting 5 out of 6 for the past couple weeks, but on Thanksgiving, we hit 6 out of 6. So thankful for that. But we didn't share that with y'all because we didn't do a show on Thanksgiving.
Thanks a lot.
You weren't going to be available anyway. I mean, you were in an incident.
Yes, I was in an incident, but before that incident, I could have taken care of business. But that's okay. That's okay.
Hey, Q, we got to put him in a group. group text.
Yeah, Jerry, let me get your number and you'll be included in our group chat for that.
He ain't gonna reply. He gonna be like, "Y'all sinners, you're betting. But anyway, let's have a round of applause for Q's teasers. Let's go, Q. I'm gonna make a graphic for you too. I'm gonna make a graphic to bring you up every time. But let's go.
I just want you guys to know that yes, we hit this week, but I've been loving this teaser since I started working at it, and I really love it. I know I say that every week, but
You have said that every week, but that's okay.
I know every week I hit 5 out of 6, but a little luck here and there, I would be a millionaire, but that's how it goes. But I really like this teaser, so here it goes. For this week, I got Atlanta plus 10. I got Tampa Bay plus 2.5. I know Jerry's not gonna like that.
It's okay.
As long as Jerry wins, he don't care.
I don't care.
I like Miami minus 7. I like the Raiders plus 10. I like the over 42 on that game. And I like the Niners minus 3. That's my 6-team teasers. There's so many other games I like actually too, but I really loved this one once I made it. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick with it. I'm going to play this one personally, but there's other ones that I really like.
Q and I, we talk back and forth about different ones. But yes.
What's the over in Las Vegas and Seattle?
It's at 41.5.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Well, that's what the teaser.
That's what the teaser. Because remember, the teaser gives you 6.5 points, JT.
7 points.
Over.
6 points.
Over. Yeah. Las Vegas and Seattle is over 47.5. 41.5. Okay.
Yep.
40. Yeah, but with the teaser, it's 41.5.
Okay. Wow.
So repeat them all one more time, Q, and we'll be quiet so everybody can hear them again.
Okay. Here we go. One more time. Atlanta plus 10. Tampa Bay plus 2.5. Miami Dolphins minus 7. The Raiders plus 10. I like the over 41.5 on the Raiders and Seahawks. And the Niners minus 3.
All right. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's Q's teasers for the week. Those are I think they're gonna hit. It's 2 tickets I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play that one, and I'm gonna play a ticket with KC for sure.
Oh, you're greedy. You're greedy.
I'm playing more than 1 ticket. I mean, whatever. Okay. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna play one with KC. And it was one other game we talked about. I can't remember what it was, but and Philadelphia. I'm definitely gonna play those 2 on a separate ticket. But I definitely love what what Q put. I don't think Washington blows out Atlanta. So that plus 10, I think that's a damn good number. I don't think they win by 10. I think they win, but not by 10. So that's a good number. If you guys got any questions on it, feel free to jump on and give us a comment. Say something.
No comments today. Everybody's sleeping for Thanksgiving.
I know. They got the itis. But it's all good. It's all good.
A couple extra ones you might want to take a look at, Jerry, is the over 42 on the Chargers and the Cardinals.
Yeah.
And the over 34 on the Atlanta and the Falcon game.
Atlanta-Washington game?
Yep.
Yeah. There's a couple out there. Like I said, it could be really good. But with that being the case, guys, we got about 10 minutes left of live air. So I just want to bring up one topic, and then we can get off air. And I appreciate everybody for tuning in and stuff like that. So if you recall, Dan Snyder said that he has some dirt on NFL owners. If he's going down, he's taking some people down with him. This week, after the Thanksgiving game, a photo from 1960 something or 50 something, I can't remember what it is, had to be whatever. High school photo of Jerry Jones and an angry mob of white students, male white students, stopping two black male students from integrating his high school. Now, Jerry Jones can be seen, I mean, dude looks exactly the same. I didn't think it was him at first, but then I got the confirmation that it was him. I was like, damn.
Well, he even admitted it that it was him.
Yes. But in his statement, when it was brought up, he says he didn't know what he and his friends were going to go do. He didn't know that was going to happen. And he says that he wished he could have done more for the black students. And my response to that is very simple. You are the company you keep. And if you look at the photo, it's not that big of a crowd. It's probably 15 students or so, and the press there. And Jones was with those guys when they were going to stop those black kids from integrating that school. To make the statement that you didn't know what was going on, you didn't know what your friends were going to do, I'm quite sure. And at the time, kids were in school. So you didn't have to be out there with your friends. Right? Why do I bring this up? Because two things. If Jerry Jones admits that he was wrong and he had some part in that segregation situation, you can begin to heal and accept his apology. But instead, Jerry Jones says, no, it's been 65 years. I could have done more, but I didn't, blah, 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 blah. And I had nothing to do with that. I didn't know what they were going to do. The problem I have with that is Jerry Jones has done a lot of things in the NFL current day that has questioned him as an owner. Ain't that funny? An owner in the NFL, part of a group of people that was trying to keep their school segregated, buying and selling people. But I go back to his comments that he supported of the Texans owner about the inmates running the asylum. I go back to his defiance of taking a knee against police brutality for Colin Kaepernick, how he forbid any cowboy from doing it and went on his not nationally, but his local radio station in Dallas and said, if any cowboy takes a knee, they're getting cut right then and there. I look at his treatment and his staff, but then I also look at how he treated Michael Irvin during his issues, how he does show some sort of care for some of the players. But I still can't get over the history. The past 25 years he's been an owner in the NFL, he's acted like that 16, 17-year-old kid that's in the photo, trying to keep the segregated school system in Arkansas. That's what I can't shake. I'm not trying to cause any problems. I'm not trying to say that he's a racist. But what I'm trying to say is, if at 17 years old he was doing that, and at 80, whatever he is right now, he still has a lot of those tendencies, and he's an owner, and he's done some things in the NFL, don't tell me it was a mistake. Don't tell me you didn't know, because you're still doing some of those things current day. Just my opinion. I want to get Q's thoughts and then JT's thoughts, and then we'll get out of here. You have any thoughts on that, Q?
Man, I do. The only problem is I can't be as eloquent as you can with your words. But in my opinion, all these owners are racist, bro. Let's call a spade, you know? Yeah, they treat their players good and stuff and everything, but it's for at the end of the day, it's for their own convenience, you know? So I have a hard time with this topic because, like I said, I'm not as eloquent with words as you are, but I do believe all these owners are racist. I'm going to go ahead and say it, and then it doesn't matter. But one other problem I do have is with Stephen A. Smith coming out on First Take and defending him this week on that. I was shocked. Honestly, I was shocked. But it is what it is. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, you have to look at with Stephen A. Smith. He knows a lot more about Jerry Jones than the general public. And I can't say for sure, and I can't say yay or nay, but it's the good old boy network. Let me put it that way. Okay, it's the Adrian Peterson had said it a while ago, and was lambasted for it, saying that it was a slave mentality. Well, basically it is. The majority, 70% of the league is African American. Okay, do what I say. Do what I say, or I'll cut you. Plain and simple. That's the bottom line, and that's what the majority owners do. What I say, or suffer the repercussions, regardless of it's the right thing to do or not. You do what I say, and that's what we're talking about, the plantation mentality. That's what I'm talking. That's all I got to say. Jerry Jones, back in 14 years old, he didn't know any better. I tell you that right now, he didn't know any better. He just followed the crowd, and most people of his persuasion had that mindset because they were brought up with that mindset, and just went along because they didn't know any better. Now, I'm not saying that he's changed his ways. He may have changed his ways to a certain point, but you can't teach an old dog new tricks. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. You brought up that way. Maybe you changed in some ways, but the basic ways haven't changed because they've been ingrained in you since you were a child. And your belief is your belief. So
I honestly think they haven't changed. The only thing I think they do is they know they need these players to make money themselves. So they'll turn the face and they'll put on a front in front of the cameras and everything, you know, as long as money keeps pouring in. But deep down, I don't think they've changed.
I agree.
I'm not going to disagree with any one of your comments at all. I think there are a lot of things that we need to look at because I love football, but I don't buy things for the Commanders. I have them made. I don't want to put any money in Daniel Snyder's pocket. I love the team, so I'll wear the stuff, but none of it is licensed because that means Snyder gets a piece. I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't like the notion that that's the way things are and that's the way they need to be, because I don't believe that's the case. But until it changes, we're all just part of the call. I want to thank y'all for watching, being a part of it. My guys are gonna stay on. We're gonna talk a little bit after everything's over with. But we'll see you here next week. It'll be December. See ya.
Fantasy, sports, and politics.
Get ready to rumble!
You wanna talk smack? You in the right place. So take a step back before I get all up in your
Remember, because I don't remember. I remember every bit of this.
The other dude's holding on the phone line. Your voice will be heard, sir.
Next caller, please.
Oh!
Jerry's gonna get him.
Fantasy sports and politics. Fantasy sports and politics. Fantasy sports and politics. Fantasy sports and politics.
Listeners are asking questions about this week's games, not Jerry's personal beef. So what's your thought?